Organic chemistry deals with the study of carbon compounds. More than 5 million organic compounds are known today. So it becomes very important to have a systematic and proper way of naming these compounds. In earlier days, the organic compounds were named according to their place of origin. For example, CH4 was named marsh gas because this is mainly obtained from marshy areas. Now such names cannot be given to 5 million compounds. So it is very important to have a certain set of rules which can be recognized globally. An organization, IUPAC, that is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, gives a certain set of rules for naming these organic compounds. And these rules given by IUPAC are recognized globally. Now let's see what were the rules given by IUPAC. The first step or the first rule is the selection of the carbon chain in any compound. Let's take a carbon compound. So we have an organic compound. If the other positions or other atoms are not mentioned, it means that the other positions are occupied by hydrogen atoms. So we can skip it in this case. So the first step is to find the longest carbon chain. So in this case, we see that this itself is the longest carbon chain. Now we can number the longest chain. So it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the longest carbon chain in this compound consists of 5 carbon atoms. Now we can also number it from the opposite side. So if we number it from the opposite end, we see that the number of carbon atoms is not changing. So the longest carbon chain in this compound consists of 5 carbon atoms. Now why do we select the longest carbon chain to find the name of a compound? We have seen so far, while we were naming the alkanes, alkenes or alkynes, say in case of alkanes, how did we get the names of the alkanes? We saw that the presence of meth, eth, prop depends on the number of carbon atoms. That is, if we have C4H10, C4, the presence of 4 carbon atoms means it is bute, and from alkane we get ane. So the name of the compound becomes butane. Since organic chemistry deals with carbon compounds, to get the names of millions of compounds, we choose a certain set of rules. And these rules depend on the number of carbon atoms. So the first step is the selection of the longest carbon chain. And from the longest carbon chain, we get the names according to the number of carbon atoms present. So as we have seen before, the number of carbon atoms decide the name of the alkanes or the alkenes or even in alkynes. So for all the hydrocarbons, the name of the compound is derived from the presence of the carbon atoms in the compound. Let's take this organic compound. So what is the longest chain in this organic compound? Or say, how many carbon atoms are present in the longest chain of this organic compound? Well, if you say that the longest chain consists of 9 carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See carefully, is this the longest chain? Well, no, this is not the longest chain because this is one chain, this is another chain, and this is one chain. So if you talk of 9 carbon atoms in this compound, it is not one long chain. Instead, it is 3 chains. So we have to look for the longest chain, that is, we look for only one long chain. So instead of this, we take another chain. That is, this is the longest chain. So if we now count the number of atoms in this chain, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the longest carbon chain in this organic compound consists of 8 carbon atoms and not 9 carbon atoms. Well, why is this the longest chain? Let's expand it. What do you observe? If you take this C upwards and you write the longest chain in one line, you see that this chain, which over here we have in the zigzag manner, this is actually one long chain. And at this position, that is at the 4th position, if you observe here, we have one carbon atom. So this can be written on the top. So this chain that we have selected is actually the longest carbon chain in this organic compound. So the longest carbon chain is also known as the main chain. All the carbon atoms in the longest chain are known as the main chain carbon atoms, and the substituent, that is the carbon chain or the carbon group which is not present in the main chain, is known as the substituent. We select the longest carbon chain. All the carbon atoms present in the longest chain belong to the main chain, and the groups that do not belong to the main chain are known as substituents. In the following organic compound, what is the number of carbon atoms in the longest carbon chain? So let's decide the longest carbon chain for this organic compound. So if you observe, this is one long chain. So if we number the carbon atoms, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the longest carbon chain in this organic compound consists of 5 carbon atoms. Let's take another example. Now count the number of carbon atoms in the longest carbon chain for this organic compound. Let's try doing that. Well, we can start from this side. So 1, 2, 3. We cannot take this because this makes one chain. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That does not make a difference. So the longest carbon chain in this organic compound consists of 8 carbon atoms. So the first step in finding the name of an organic compound is finding the longest carbon chain present in the organic compound.